Back with Bobby and JJ Radio, we have the great J.R. Trevino of Treco Enterprises. He also is the man in Castle Hills, city councilman. He's been doing his business for almost a decade, but he's been in the industry for 15 years. First of all, I want to say thanks for hanging out with us today, sir.
Well, thanks for having me.
So I'll just throw out a couple things. Leadership programs with the ABLDP, Leadership San Antonio. You're 38 and 43, appointed Mayor Pro Tem. Recently appointed at Bear Regional Watershed Management. I mean, and then you work out every morning. I see you there at the Beast Gym in Castle Hills.
Yeah.
Do you sleep, bro?
Not very much.
Not much? I can tell you got bags on your eyes right now, actually.
Sorry.
Baylor Bear. Let's get into it. What's Treco Enterprises? What do you guys do here in the San Antonio metro area?
So we're a small family-owned general contractor company. My dad started it in 1990, and we do commercial renovations all over the state of Texas.
All over Texas, so not just here in San Antonio.
All over.
Who's your typical client?
My biggest client's La Quinta, and so
that's pretty big.
yeah.
That's where JJ stays on vacation.
All the time, actually.
You wake up on the bright side.
I always do, bro. Always. So that's kind of like that's a big client of yours,
Sure.
but you do everything even for local business owners and all the way up.
Yes.
And so what do you feel really separates you guys from your competition?
The fact that we're a small family-owned business, I think, makes a big difference because regardless of the job, my dad or myself are going to be on this job site regularly, and we're kind of looking out for our owners, and obviously we want to make sure that they're happy and we're representing them as best as possible.
And that's a lot. I mean, we work with some commercial renovation companies, and it is we know people that that do all the different Lowe's and all the different Home Depots. I mean, they do it from they're not ever on the site. Like they have crews that are going from here.
Somebody that overlooks.
But the foreman or general contractor.
For sure.
But it's going to be you or your dad.
Absolutely, all the time, one of us.
No matter what.
No matter what.
Oh, you heard it here. All right. But besides actually running this awesome company, you've been a city councilman here in Castle Hills area.
Absolutely.
So let's talk about Castle Hills a little bit because we never really get to get that area in.
If I ever get a ticket in that area, can I call you?
You can call me and I will tell you where you can go pay it.
Yeah, there it is.
Oh, he was ready with that.
Yeah, that must happen.
First one to ask.
Yeah.
That must happen a lot. All right. So Castle Hills, talk about the property taxes. Are they higher or lower?
It's kind of a fallacy that goes around that property taxes are higher in Castle Hills, but the truth of the matter is they're not. It's just property values are a little bit higher. For a home with appraised around $250,000, your property taxes would end up being about $150 more per year in San Antonio.
And I think everyone thinks that because they're centrally located and they're between Chavano and...
Yeah, and they have their own police who are not the nicest usually.
I
I just can't speed around there. How about that?
Yeah, I mean, if you're going the speed limit, you don't get pulled over.
That's true, Bob.
They have this thing about drinking and driving that they don't like. It's
it's frowned upon.
Yeah.
It's definitely frowned upon.
I don't even drink. I'm joking.
Yeah. No, but I think that they're on. That's when you know it's a good city when they're not.
Oh, for sure. If I'm driving through there, I slow down.
You will, but it's because there's not there's not a lot of crime, right?
Yeah.
So they're actually waiting for you to go 5 miles over the speed limit. And that's why they're on Northwest Military waiting to pull you over.
Yeah.
And so that means that's really good for Castle Hills because that means they're not running after rapists and murderers all day long.
Yeah,
and they got some time on their hands is what's happening.
And it's kind of that broken window theory. If you can catch it before it gets bad enough, you can prevent, the majority of the crime that's bad.
Yeah.
I like that. I've never heard that before. All right. So why would we're in real estate and if we're talking to our clients, why would we tell our clients to choose Castle Hills over any other kind of municipalities?
So I'm not telling you anything y'all don't know, but the real estate market in San Antonio is just on fire right now.
For sure.
I mean, $100 a square foot is pretty minimum.
Yeah, it's hard to find now, actually.
Yeah.
Exactly. And, you're paying $200,000 for homes over there in Lavaca, Southtown that aren't in the best condition where you can go to Castle Hills and get a lot of land and a pretty good house for around that price. And I really feel like the bubble is just about to pop around the Castle Hills area.
You feel that way?
I do.
Tell me why.
Well, I've seen a couple houses, and they kind of go through and they do the more modern remodels, and the prices are pretty high up there from what they were a couple years ago, and it's just kind of indicative of the San Antonio market because I keep an eye on all of that.
For sure. You have to. And we'll talk about living in a smaller little city like that, how the response time when it comes to
anything.
I
mean, so you talk about the fire, the police department, they have about a 3-minute response time from the time that you call 911 till the time somebody shows up. And that's largely in part because we have our own dispatch.
3 minutes?
Yeah, 3 minutes.
Wow.
I'm usually on hold with the SAPD for 3 minutes.
Yeah,
I
for
have a
sure.
lot of friends at
I'm
SAPD.
kidding.
No, not knocking them. They have a huge coverage area, and ours is a little bit smaller, so we can afford to give a little more personalized service, and that's what we do.
And so, JR, you got an election coming up, bud.
I do.
Yeah. Tell us a little bit about what you're doing and what you want to see done here in the Castle Hills area.
Oh man, I don't think we have enough time for
We definitely
everything. Okay. No, it's elections May 5th. Early voting starts April 23rd. My thing is just about getting out there and kind of bringing Castle Hills to the table. You know, there's 26 municipalities in and around Bexar County, and my job that I've kind of taken on is being a part of the San Antonio community and making sure that Castle Hills is represented. JJ and I sit on the board for the Hispanic Chamber of Commerce in San Antonio, and that's a small way that I can use my business specifically to pay for my seat at the table for Castle Hills. So, I mean, it's kind of a win-win for Castle Hills.
Definitely. Yeah, and he's a great board member. He's on a lot of committees. He's always involved. He's at all the functions, and he's networked to the top. And you definitely got our support. So obviously check out Mr. JR Trevino. That's JR stands for Just Right. So Just Right Trevino. So that's jrtrevino.com. And get out there May 5th and vote for my man here.